I didn't feel shocked. I wasn't particularly impressed. I wasn't, what's the opposite of impressed? Depressed? Well, I am that. Alright, so something that I've been contemplating doing for some while now is basically recording and setting out shop with the YouTube channel, and it's something that it's crossed my mind to do several times in the past for various different reasons, and I think I've gotten closer and closer in like baby increments every single time I've actually thought, you know what, I'm sat in the car, I'm just doing what I always do is drive around, and let's just stick this camera on and let's just record and let's just see what happens. And yeah, I guess now finally it has happened and I've posted this on. Usually what happens is I sit and I will record something and I think that it's of some interest, and actually no, it's not, it is shit, so then I delete it, and that is that, and it goes away. But I thought, you know what, no one really cares. No one really cares, in my opinion, what you do and where you do it. I think that's the reality of it. And this has occurred to me when I actually saw somebody that I suppose quasi know doing the same thing, and it wasn't through YouTube actually. It was just it was on Instagram. They created a channel and they decided that they were going to start vlogging their stuff and, you know, show people or sort of get involved with trying to create some content, as they all say, which by its very nature just makes me cringe. But I think it's so ubiquitous now that creating content is just like, no one gives a shit, in my opinion. I know I didn't. When I saw this person, it wasn't like I was like, look at that nerd, or God, that's embarrassing. I actually didn't think anything. In fact, it was like less than nothing. It didn't, apart from the realization, oh yeah, I know that person. It wasn't, I don't know, I didn't feel shocked. I wasn't particularly impressed. I wasn't, what's the opposite of impressed? Depressed? Well, I am that. But I wasn't unimpressed. It was just normal, I think, is what I'm trying to get at. And that's the thing that clicked with me. I thought, you know what? It is more like the more we go and the more things become online, and, you know, social media is not a new thing by any means now, but, you know, it is just the norm. And I think, you know, a bloke sat here yapping on in his car thinking that he's, you know, created some bloody state of the art or sort of groundbreaking, pulling up some trees, like chin wagging into the camera whilst he drives home. It literally is not anything. Like, nobody cares. And, you know, obviously the first thing that jumps to mind is like, oh no, what if somebody sees this video that I know? What will they think? I mean, that's like, I don't know if that's a paradoxical sort of mindset, in that you want people to see the videos. It's the whole point. You know, you don't want it to have 0 views for eternity, but equally, you don't want anyone that you know to see the videos either, because it's cringe or embarrassing or what have you. But I suppose the realization I've come to is, who actually cares? And I think the internet is big enough as well, where probably no one's going to see these, especially the early ones. You know, the odds of stumbling across a video that someone you know has put on the internet when there's about 20 billion videos getting uploaded every day, I think is almost impossible. So, you know, it's like bumping into someone down the shops. I don't see anyone for weeks on end, you know. So here we are. Now, where do I think this is going to go? I'm not really sure, to be fair. And I think that's the other reason that never actually got any further than maybe chatting into the phone for 20 minutes and then deleting it, is because I thought, oh God, I'm not able to. I want to stop. I'm going to find a different word than create, but I'm not going to be able to create a video of any interest that brings any value to anyone. So why do it, you know? But again, I think that's the whole point, isn't it? You can't. Not everyone can jump on and you know, make a video about something that is so like well produced, so well thought through and choreographed and written in such a way that it is like a freaking Oscar-winning production or a BAFTA-winning production. You know, you just got to forget about that. I think, you know, it's not going to happen. That's not where I'm aiming anyway. Let's face it. I'm not trying to, you know, make a, you know, this is not going to have any special effects to it. This is not going to have any music to it. I doubt. I can't figure out how to do it. I might have a few cuts here or there, just to take out some bumbled words, but to be honest, I probably won't even bother with that. What is the point? Like, who cares? I think if you actually, for me, if I actually think about what I am looking for when I look at you know, a YouTube video or people that I follow and watch repeated videos of, you know, it's just, you get the hook, don't you? Someone hooks you for whatever reason, whatever it may be, and you just watch it and you go through. You know, and funny enough, a lot of the times, a lot of the channels that I watch would revolve around predominantly traveling or people in other parts of the world that I find interesting and would like to go and find out about more. And then after that, it's not even really about the place that they're at. You know, I got a few guys, I think it's a couple of YouTubers who travel, the usual lot, and it started off when it was like, ooh, this guy's in South America, oh, he's in Colombia, let's see what he's doing, or that guy's over in Venezuela, let's see what that guy's doing. And you know, a lot of them are, they're getting into scrapes, or you know, in the most dangerous hood and all this kind of stuff, which is great for the first, like, gets you in, you're like, ooh. But then when I subscribe to them and I end up watching them, it's not even about where they are, you know. I don't even care. You know, it's not like they pop up and go, yeah, he's over in Benidorm, I probably ought to give that a miss. It's just like, oh, here they are. I quite like this little guy now. Let's see what he's up to now, and then off you go, and then you watch it. So maybe that's where this will head, and it will lead into some sort of travel-orientated thing. I mean, maybe, you know, maybe that's the thing. I need to go and do a trip somewhere and just record my activities. Might get some interesting stuff, might not, but I think ultimately just try and be a little bit authentic, and just, I think volume is key. I think, you know, don't overthink it. You know, if I'm investing super time into this, super amounts of time and money, I mean, I'm not going to invest anything into this. I am doing this drive right now anyway. I'm just yapping, like I yap all day anyway, so this is costing me zero. And then boom, I'm going to ping it on, and then if I do something else, I might ping on another one, and who knows, you never know, something might creep up and gets a bit of traction. But I guess you won't know, or I won't know, until I actually do it. So there we go. So that is my first attempt. I'm not going to try and make it any more fancy than it isn't, because I don't think it makes a difference. I genuinely do not think it makes any difference whatsoever. So let's see what happens, and you never know. Next time I might actually have a topic to ramble on about, rather than I've just had an idea and I'm going to do it in this car. So until then, hasta luego, mi amigos. I did have a thought, actually. I was going to leave it as a one-take run, but I did think I've probably missed the number one rule of YouTube is, I should say, please like and subscribe. Please can you like and subscribe, please? And if you've got any questions, put them in the comments and I'll answer them next video. There you go. I'm a YouTuber now. A real one.